We're back at Williams Grove. The Kings car comes into the pit area, into the pit work area. Brad, what do you see there?
Well, obviously the left rear wheel is bent, but that's a pretty hard hit. Have to see when they get this thing off what the damage to the suspension or maybe the rear axle could be bent itself, and they won't know till they get this left rear wheel and tire off.
We'll see another look at the replay here to see exactly what happened. Kinzer passed by Hodenshield, wants to come firing back at him.
I think Hodenshield surprised him, I really do. I think Jack had such a good run, passed him cleanly. No fault of Jack Hodenshield, but Steve looked like the car took a set, maybe pushed, he got on the brakes a little hard, found himself in the slick part of the racetrack and just lost control.
Donnie Schatz had to take evasive action.
Man.
Also Aaron Ott sneaking through underneath. Lance DeWeese nearly had a piece of that action.
Racing's always in a lot of sports just a matter of inches, but Donnie Schatz just barely missed Steve Kinzer there.
Let's go to Shane Andrews.
Steve, obviously disappointed. What happened?
Oh, I just got in there and got all messed up. Hodge comes, in underneath me, and it just got all messed up, and that's about all I can say.
Well, Steve admitting it.
Surprised him. Like I said, I think Jack just surprised him that Jack had such a run and got in there.
Steve Kinzer, the 20-time World of Outlaws champion. And the green flag comes out with Steve still sitting in the work area, so he is not going to be able to resume this one. Hodenshield, Schatz, Aaron Ott, Alan Crimes in there down on the bottom.
I don't know what Jack Hodenshield and the crew chief Leonard Lee have done to the R19 car, but boy, they are fast right now.
Battle for transfer spot there between DeWeese and Tim Schaefer.
Tim Schaefer, the All-Star Circuit champion this year, had a really good, successful season. Brian Kemenol, the crew chief on that car.
Sammy Swindell ducked into the pit area, and he's back out there. And boy, you give Sammy a chance to get into the pits and turn a wrench on a car, and he might find something.
He's definitely, Sammy's one of those hands-on race car drivers, sprint car drivers that knows his race car and makes the adjustments, a lot of the calls himself.
Sammy's in the white number 10, third car on your screen. That's Tim Schaefer in the 83, then Lance DeWeese, then Sammy Swindell. They are battling for 5th, 6th, and 7th. Right now, Schaefer has the final transfer spot. DeWeese and Swindell trying to get to him. Sammy down on the bottom, trying to take the 6th position away from DeWeese. They'll go side by side down the back straightaway. DeWeese has the advantage. Man, they whip those cars when it's time to turn, don't they?
You have to, especially going into turn 3 because it's such a tight corner entering down there. You better literally have to pitch the car sideways to enter that corner.
Swindell puts the slide job on DeWeese, and this time DeWeese does what Steve Kinzer just did, and then Brent Marks piles in.
I think they're running these cars, they're so tight, like that. They try to tighten them up, and then they're on the verge of pushing. So they got to turn the car maybe a little more to get the back to slip a little more. And if you hit the slick part of the racetrack like they've shown.
A lot of fluid dripping out of the 30C for Lance DeWeese.
Looks like a broken rear end, I'll bet, because of the left rear. You see the damage to that. That's what I wondered about Steve Kinzer car, and we'll try to get a report on that later too. But you take a hit like that in the left rear, it can break the center section, and there's gear lube, of course, in the rear end of these cars. Again, Sammy Swindell did nothing wrong. Lance DeWeese just tried to turn the car to get back under him. He was in the slick part of the racetrack and lost it.
And Brent Marks really didn't have anywhere to go on that deal, but that's a classic clean slide job.
Absolutely.
Look at the separation between the tail tank and the front end. There was plenty of space there.
Absolutely, nothing Swindell did wrong there. Just as I said, DeWeese in the slick part of the racetrack. And the same thing, the 39 nowhere to go, kind of like we saw with Todd Schaefer and Steve Kinzer.
Boy, the hits just keep on coming here at this racetrack. We should also mention, that Brent Marks in that 39 car has replaced Doug Esch, who's an injured driver, former winner of the National Open. Doug Esch is continuing to get well, and we wish Doug Esch a speedy recovery. Hope to get him back out here. Let's go down into the pits and Aaron Crocker-Evernham.
The winner of the last World of Outlaws race at Eldora last Friday night, Jason Sides. The track seems awfully racy tonight, a lot of incidents. What do you think is attributing to that?
Well, it just makes for, it's a really wet racetrack right now, and it's real wide, so it seems like that guys get run on them and things you were talking about earlier with the aero package and all, and you get behind somebody and it's kind of, you can run the top or the bottom right now, and it makes it kind of hard to pass.
You've locked into the feature, finishing 4th in your heat race. Where will that put you in start?
We qualified 21st, so it should be somewhere around that area. We'll just you know, when that track does widen out, it'll make for a lot better racetrack, and see what we can get from there.
Temple. Heading over down to Shane.
Well, Todd Schaefer, you have 2 battles tonight that you're actually fighting. Number 1, wanting to win this National Open, but number 2, you're the current points leader here at Williams Grove, but your night has taken a big hit. First of all, how are you? Are you okay?
Oh, I'm all right. Yeah, we took a big hit there. Of all people you trust there. I don't know if somebody got into Steve, but he spun and I got into him wide open. So we're done with this. I guess with outlaw rules, we're allowed to tag the tail of the sea with our backup car, and we're going to do that. And then if we can get up through there and get into B, we'll try and make it that way. If not, there's a chance of a provisional. I don't know if there'll be any or not.
Well, Todd Schaefer has his work cut out for him here this evening, guys.
Well, Todd Schaefer, that's a tough one, and you hate to see the damage like that to one of the top drivers here. And they've got a backup, they've got a spare. They're one of the well-prepared teams, and so Todd Schaefer going to try to get himself back out there. We also heard from Jason Sides there with Aaron. Jason Sides has not finished outside the top 10 in a feature event since August 7th, so he's been on quite a roll. And we've said it on every telecast so far this season, but Sides is in the midst of his best season ever.
There's no doubt about that, and he started 6th when he won at Eldora. And you know, you're one of your tracks near and dear to you, the Gold Cup at Chico. He all but had that one won, and Joey Saldana stole it from him.
Boy, he stole it.
Yeah, I mean, went from 50,000 to 20,000. Yeah. So that hurts when he owns his own team, but just to lose the Gold Cup. But he can't be too disappointed. He is having a great season. Lance
DeWeese also being deposited there in the pits in the 30C. He was running in the 6th position. So Sammy Swindell, as we look now at a restart or reset for our heat race number 4, Sammy's going to be in the 6th spot, 1 spot out of a transfer spot. He will line up behind Tim Schaefer. It's going to be Hodenshield Schatz, Alan Crimes, Aaron Ott, and then Tim Schaefer. By the way, Tim and Todd Schaefer not related, 2 different Schaefer tribes. Jack Hodenshield with the Pink Panther on the wing and the R19. You heard us say earlier, or if you're just joining us, Hod last win at Williams Grove, 1997 in the Jack Eldon number 22, and it's been a while since we've seen him look this good at this racetrack.
Boy, and he is looking good. That car is very dominant at this point in the race, but of course it's early. The track's going to be a total different animal when it comes main event time.
There you just saw Sammy Swindell in the number 10 car, the Tom Roth Trucking entry. So we get set now for a restart. We've got 4 laps in the book and 4 laps to go here. Heat race number 4, our final heat race of the night. Hodenshield picks it back up, followed by Schatz, Crimes, Ott, and Tim Schaefer. Adam Wilt in the blue 15 car trying to make something happen on top of the racetrack as Sammy Swindell, man, the front ends are dancing all over the place on the back straightaway. Wilt to the inside of Swindell, puts the slider on Swindell. Swindell cuts it under. Oh, and they make contact, and Wilt is in the fence.
Wilt, a 2-time winner here at Williams Grove this year, in contact with Sammy Swindell. Sammy did a great job turning the car, getting back under him, but unfortunately coming off, didn't clear him as they got off of turn 4.
And Adam Wilt throws the steering wheel out, and now he's got it in. Is he a lefty, Brad? Because I think we're about to see a steering wheel toss. Let's see. It's going to be a big fine if he does do it. Just a little point. Just a little point. He thought better of the toss. That's good. That's smart. Nothing wrong with a little point. Pennsylvania fans are booing Sammy Swindell as he comes by. Here's what happened. Wilt puts the move on Swindell. Swindell cuts it under.
Great job to get under him, but the car pushed right there really bad. Gets in the left front of Wilt, puts him in the wall. Obviously that car is torn up. Oh yes, you know, again, so you could see Sammy's car take a push, but in the crowd, boy, they are not liking Sammy Swindell at this point.
But they are cheering for Adam Wilt, who is walking away. The 22-year-old walking down the front straightaway from York, Pennsylvania. He's a local, a 2-time winner here this year at the Grove in his first full year of 410 sprint car competition. We're coming back with more. The hits just keep on coming here at Williams Grove Speedway. You don't want to miss this action.